Hello, welcome to Should I Buy This Game? My name is Christine, and in this video, I am sharing 5 fun fillers. So we are going to be showing you Floral, Meow 10, Meow Meow Dice, Tailor Masters, and Tacta. And we're going to be showing you an overview of how the games are played, and then I'm going to be ranking each of the games out of 5. So I'm going to be showing these games in a ranked order. So at number 5 is Meow 10, and this is basically a card shedding game. In the game, there are 10 different cats available. These are just a few, of course. And in a 2-person game, you start with 8 cards in your hand. Depending how many players there are, depends how many cards you start with. And it works like many games. You have a card up here, and as long as you can play some cards, you play them. If you can't play a card, you have to take the number that's shown. So in this case, I'm allowed to play 4 cards. I can either play the number or the type of cat. So when we go back here, I could play the 4. Now that I've changed it, I could play the calico, so I could play a 2, then the 1, and then the 1. And that would be my turn. The next person that goes can only play 1 card now because there's only a 1 showing. So say they played this card, then I'm only allowed to play 1, but I have that Siamese. Then we'll say they played this card, I can play 2, so I could do this and this. So now they could play 3, so we can just move 3 ahead here. And if it was back to my turn, I could play that. And that's how you shed your cards. Now, once somebody has completed it, how many numbers the other opponents have left in their hand. So in this case, if they had these 3 cards, they would have 12 points. And whoever ends up with 30 points after however many number of rounds would lose the game. Now, alternately, the other way to finish a round is to collect all 10 of the cats. There are also rainbow cards that can be used in place of a cat. They're just worth 0 points. And you can also use these for shedding for any cat or number you want. So if you collect all 10 cards, you yell 10, and instead of the player scoring the cards in their hands, they score the points that are on your 10 cards. So in this case, it would be 7, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25 points in 1 round. So we played this game with 2 and 3 players, and the thing we found is that it was actually quite easy to get the set of 10. And by doing that, the other players just got bombarded with so many points. So we just weren't overly excited about the game. I think there's way better card shedding games out there on the market, and I would give this game about a 2.5 out of 5. In the number 4 position is Floral, and in this game you are building up a garden and you're competing with the other players. So you're looking for whoever has the biggest of a specific color. So on your turn you might plant. So I could use this green one. Now when you plant, you have to cover at least 2 of the flowers in your flower bed. So by planting this here, I have a group of 6 flowers. One of our tasks up here is the green flowers. So if I have more green flowers than anybody else at this particular time, then I can get this task and put it into my scoring. I will score 1 for each of the flowers on the cards. Then as your final thing, you're going to be adding a task. So I have to decide, do I want to add the 3-point orange or the 2-point blue? It all depends on what I have, what other people have. 1 card I'll get to keep and 1 I have to give up. So maybe I would give up this blue one. It would go there. And now that's a task for other people to get in the future. You just play till the hands, we run out of cards. Then you look at the tasks here and decide who gets to score them, and they get to add them to their collection. You get to score the cards in your hand, or you get to score 1 of the cards in your hand if you can, and then you just add up all the points that you have. At the end of your turn, of course, you will draw 2 cards to continue the play. And that is basically how Floral is played. Now there is a solo mode, and what you do is you have a deck of 9 cards, and when it's the solo person's turn, or the solo's turn, you just turn over a card, and we're making a 3x3 grid, and you do it with the flower sort of symbols on top, and then you would take your turn as normal, and then you would do this. So what we're looking at is this is the solo player versus our board. So whoever has highest in each of the colors, you would get a point. So if we start with, say, the sort of pinky ones, they only have a few, and we have 6. So we won that one. With the green ones, we have 6, and they only have a few. So we won that one. With the blue, we have 3. So if we look around, they didn't really connect dark 3, so we have that one. With reds, we have 2. And they have 2, so it's a tie. With the orange, they have a 3, we have a 4, so we have that one. And then in this green and blue one, we only have 2, and up here they have 3. So we did better than them on 4 colors, and we tied on 1, so therefore we won the game. So overall, I prefer this game competitively to solo. I just find the solo mode is fine for a couple games, and then I think you would get bored. Competitively, it was a really short game, and I wish it was longer. So overall, I'm giving this game a 3 out of 5. Coming in at number 3 is Meow Meow Dice. And in this game, we are using these cute cat dice to try to get one of these challenges. So in this one, we need 4 different sides, such as this. In this one, we want 2 matching. So it could be this and 2 tails. Over here, we want 3 and 1. So then it could be 3 faces and a tail. And the final one, we want all 4 exactly the same, such as 4 faces. Now, some of the cards have different objectives as well. So this one wants you to have the little heart, whereas this one does not want you to have a belly. This one, it's blank because there is a blank side as well. So on your turn, what you're doing is you're going to roll the dice. And you see here, maybe we'll go for the 1. We do have the heart. So I can re-roll this dice. You can re-roll as many dice as you want. -1. So if I rolled 4, I could roll 3. If I roll 3, I can roll 2. And if I roll 2, I could roll 1 die. But I want to keep those and see what happens. I got 4 different ones. It did include the heart, which means I could add this card to my area. And then a new card gets put out. If I did not succeed, then I would get a fish card to add to my area, which is worth 1 point. The other thing we're looking at are these little symbols at the bottom. If you collect a set of them, or if you collect 1, if they were all the same, it's 0. If you have 2 different ones, it's 1 point. 3 different is 3 points, and 4 different is 5 points. The other thing we're looking at is down here, the cat. If the cat matches your cat, you get an additional point. Then at the end of 6 rounds, you just add up your points on all your cards, and whoever has the most points wins. There's also an advanced play to the game once you've played it a few times. So overall, this is a fun little filler game. It plays fairly quick at 6 rounds, but we found that was a good amount of rounds to play. And I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. At number 2, we have Tailor Master. And this is a 2-player competitive speed game where we have to match our card and try and find the pattern in our area. Everybody has their own play area with their own patterns and little sweater and pants. So on the turn, this gets flipped over, and you have to quickly find where the match is. So there it is. Once you find it, you ring the bell. Whoever rings the bell first gets to add this into their play area, and we're looking at collecting 20 of these cards. And that is how the game is played. I can show you one more. Here is a pant. We turn it over, and we put our pants here and ring our bell. So overall, we had a lot of fun playing this game. We had a lot of laughs. It goes very quick. But the one thing I find is once you sort of learn the patterns, you know where to place this a lot quicker, which could be fun because then it's even faster. And how fast can you ring that bell? The bell does make a difference to prove who was first. Now, on the other side of things, if you have younger children, this could also be a good game for them to start learning about matching patterns and looking for the different colors and patterns and cards and that. And it could be a good learning game for them as well. So overall, I give Tailor Masters a 3.5 out of 5. And in a number 1 position is Tacta. This is a card game. There are 6 colors. Everybody is given a color to play with. And you are layering your cards so you can score the most points at the end of the game. You add up the dots that are shown on your colored cards. So for example, I will use this 6 to give you some idea. Along the edge, I could place the card here, and that would secure me 3 points. These corners here, I could place it down here like this. And then the one in the middle, I could place here. And you're just overlapping the cards. And as I said, at the end of the game, you add up all the dots on your color. Now, of course, if you play with multiple people, you can go against one person and make sure all their cards get covered up. But, you can also play nice and just try and get the most points you can get without sabotaging other people. You play however you enjoy playing. But this is a fun card that looks really cool on the table. But the more players you have, you definitely need a lot of space on your table to play this game. So overall, we really enjoyed playing Tacta. It has a really great table presence. There's strategy to it, to where to place your card to get the most points. And I'm going to give this game a 4 out of 5. And those are our 5 fun fillers. So let me know if you've played any of these games and which ones are your favorites.